Hello everybody, it's me Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with another game review. This time I'm reviewing Fury Unleashed. It was developed and published by Awesome Game Studios and will be released on May 8th of 2020 on the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch, and is currently in early access on Steam. It is a side-scrolling rogue-lite combat-driven action platformer in the comic book panel style similar to the classic game Comics Zone, but with a new modern-day bullet hell style platformer action adventure. Imagine playing like a Dead Cells that meets a platformer game like Contra or Metal Slug, and you will get the basic idea of how this game plays. Now, it does have multiple difficulties. If you play it on the hard difficulty, there's no options. It's just brutally difficult. But it does have an easy mode, and the thing about the easy mode with this is it has different difficulty parameters you can adjust for all kinds of different things in the game, like the enemy AI, how they fight and stuff like that. So it's a really intriguing way of doing an actual different difficulty mode. And this game was in development for like 5 years by this group, and it's come a long way since its original title that I think it was called Ass Kicker or something like that. Had a weird name to it, and they've been able to actually even add co-op support to this. So if you want to pick up and play it with a friend, you can actually play this game in co-op. Now, since this is a rogue-lite style game, it does feature soft permadeath mechanics. Now, a good example of that is you will die a lot in this game, but as you go through and you unlock upgrades, they will permanently be on your character. So you're constantly upgrading your character even though you're dying. So you don't lose everything, which is nice. So it does give you the feeling that you're at least progressing, even though if you end up dying to a level, that you can go back through and know it might be a little bit funner time for you because you might have a new weapon as you go through it. Now, it does feature a mix of hand-designed levels and a lot of procedurally generated levels as well as they combine it. And you'll notice this once you load up the game. It'll show you the level at the start at different blank panels in a comic book. And you basically want to get through these levels, collect treasure chests, killing the enemies, doing certain like little missions that might be kill all the enemies in this room in under a certain amount of time, or do it with your melee attack, or do it with your main weapon, or do it by jumping on their heads, stuff like that. Progress through the area, and you'll end up either a lot of times coming across the boss you have to fight, and you get to the end to get off that quote page to go to the next page of the comic book. Now, there are multiple comic book levels to beat in this game. Each one has a varying art style, different enemies. Overall, the music in it and everything changes. It's very, very well done, and it features currently 40 different boss battles that you'll have in this game. It has epic music from the same people that worked on the music from The Witcher and some other titles, so it's got some really good music to it. And it is a very heavily combo-driven based gameplay. You can go through this just as a looter-shooter style game of just running and gunning, but it does help you a lot more if you focus on the mechanics that they have in here of being able to do your combos, which will beef up your character where you'll get your super move you can do. And it does get rather hectic rather quickly in this game. Now, from ground pounding, double jumping, dash sliding, multiple weapons, and a decent skill tree and more, it is a fast and frantic title. And currently the price point of this is only looking to be about $20. At least that's what it is on Steam. I do not know what the actual price is currently for the PS4 and the other consoles, but generally speaking, most consoles do charge a little more than what Steam does, so I'm probably going to guess and say this is going to be either a $40 game or a $30 game. It's not going to be a full price title, and honestly, I do appreciate that, because after all, this is an indie group that has made this. They put their blood, sweat, and tears into this title over the past 5 years, working very very hard on making a good quality game, and it honestly shows, because I know when they first started out, there were people that were complaining that it looked too much like a mobile game. So they went back and they've really listened and heeded the words of the fans out there in the community, which is what game developers should do. Much like what they did with the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, you need to listen to your fan base and your fans out there and make the game still staying true to your vision of it, but also making it to where the players themselves will actually enjoy it more. It makes it overall a better quality game, I think, and it actually shows that, when a development group actually gives a damn about what others think of their product, it ends up making overall a much better product. Yeah, visually, it's very visually striking in terms of its colors, the animation. It's a beautiful game. I've played some games that are a lot more, graphics intense. I mean, this I think will only, be like 1 gigabyte in terms of total size for the game. But the different levels that change constantly on the fly as you go through them if you die. Overall, it is a fun and frantic game, and I actually really, really like this. I'm not a fan of side-scrolling rogue-lite style games like Dead Cells, even though they're really, really good games, but that's, strictly just my personal taste, and everybody's is different. But in this case, I will have to say, with the sheer number of different upgrades you can get and unlock, the different art styles in each of the quote comic book worlds that you're going through, the overall arching story of the animator and you playing as this character to go through. Honestly, it is a frantic, nail-biting, tough as nails style game, but at the same time, it doesn't seem too punishing. It still seems designed in a fair aspect where you can still play this and have a lot of fun, even though you get your butt handed to you quite repeatedly. Honestly, most of the bosses I find, at least currently, to be kind of rinse and repeat, though. They're graphically really impressive, but it mainly consists of just, okay, here's another enemy, just dodge them and dodge their multiple attacks that they throw at you. So, maybe later on in the game there might be more in-depth mechanics with some of the bosses, but, that is just a minor nitpick, because whenever I do one of these reviews, I have to point out something bad along with the good, because it just seems fair, because there's no game out there that's perfect, even Doom Eternal, Angry Joe. But honestly, in the end, I would have to say that Fury Unleashed is a fantastic side-scrolling bullet hell game that harkens back to the classic style of the game, Comic Zone. I think it was from Sega Genesis, I think it was. That's a long time ago. But I love the art style. I love the control of it, how one analog stick is how you aim your main weapon around to shoot, and when you press in a direction, that's what shoots. Then you have your abilities of your L1 button to do your grenades, your triangle button to do your super move, and just it plays buttery smooth. And at first it's not really super overwhelming in terms of the mechanics you'll have to figure out to play the game successfully, but it does a really good job with the first little level, setting you up with a walkthrough and figuring out how to control your character. But in the end, this is a fun, super frantic game. I absolutely enjoyed it, and I cannot wait for its official full game launch on May 8th. Now, like I said, if you have Steam, I think you can actually pay $20 and get it now in early access and play it, but the rest of us have to wait until May 8th for the official releases on our gaming systems. PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. And I'm kind of curious of how the co-op would work on Switch. I no longer have a Switch, so I do not know. I know the co-op on PS4, works just like you would expect. You plug in another controller and you just play both people on the same screen. I'm assuming Switch will probably have something where as long as you're close to another guy, you can just play like that. But in the end, if you are a fan of these frantic, heavy, bullet hell style rogue-lite combo-driven side-scrolling games, I can highly recommend that you pick up and play Fury Unleashed when it launches on May 8th. This was Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I want to thank each and every one of you for watching this video. Please hit the like icon if you like this video. Leave a comment below of what you think of Fury Unleashed. And remember, I always end my videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember people, the devil is in the details. Peace out until next time.